Hey, hello there. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Amigos, friends, and family from all over the world. Compañeros del mundo. That's my little Spanish. Since this video is about a Latina. Friends and family. Today I'm just gonna sit still for a minute. If I have to move. I was actually gonna go someplace, but I'm gonna sit still for a minute and do this video over for brother Eric, Cincinnati, Ohio. He said, "Dear Globe Master, I am 28 years old and have been in a 2-year relationship with a girl I met online in Colombia." Awesome. "I have made 6 trips to be with her in 2 years. It's not too expensive to go to Colombia, so I totally dig that. She's beautiful, treats me well with respect, and gotta be honest, I'm in love with her." How sweet. "I'm seriously thinking of bringing her here to start a family. I will appreciate your thought on what to do. Video, please." Well, first thing I'm going to say, Mr. Eric, is congratulations. Love is a beautiful thing when you find one, or when you find somebody that you think is the one for you. It's a beautiful thing. Right now, how old you say you was? 28 years old. Okay. I see. The question is, you want to bring a woman to the Matrix, America, Babylon, some may say, and you want my advice. Well, young man, I'm going to give you the pros and the cons of having a foreign woman in America when you bring them from another country to America. I'm not going to lie to you. There are some men that find women from another country, to bring them here, works out perfectly, beautiful, wonderful. And then, unfortunately, there are some that turns into horror stories, my friend. Major horror stories. So this is something that you ought to think about, okay? Now, I'm going to give you 2 examples of good and 2 examples of bad. All right? I remember about 10 years ago, one of my supervisors had a Filipino wife. And as I'm speaking to you right now, I'm pretty sure they're still together. Had children. Everything was wonderful, beautiful. They were a couple to envy. Okay? Second one is one of my cousins, actually in North Carolina, brought his woman from Ghana. They are still together over 20 years. Have children. Their children are growing. Their children are teenagers right now as I'm speaking to you. and everything is fine. So you can have the great, you can have the wonderful ones. Then you can have the cons, the ones that turns into horror stories. Let me give you 2 examples of that. I'm going to use my own uncle as an example. Okay, I have a bunch of uncles here, and one of them, not once but twice. I remember when I was a teenager, my uncle went back home to Ghana and brought this beautiful girl from Ghana as his wife. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, right? He's my uncle. When it comes to looks, let's just say he's my family, so I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. And that's being generous, okay? And this woman he brought from Ghana was like a strong 9. What I would say, way out of his league. But because of, dinero, she agreed and came here to be his wife. How do you think this is going to end? To make it short, she ended up leaving him, even though they had 2 kids together. She ended up leaving him. I'm not going to talk too much about that. The second one is this guy I know personally in Hoboken, New Jersey. Went to the Philippines and met this beautiful Filipina. Okay? Now, this guy didn't do his research and rushed because he's seen a girl that he know he can never get here in America. All right? He met the girl. The girl told him she had 2 kids. He didn't care because she was beautiful. I've seen the girl myself. She's a beautiful girl. All right? But it turns out the girl was actually a mother of 4. And she was hiding 2 of her kids with her mother in the province, in the village. Dude fed head over heels deep into it with her. Within a year, this dude had done the fiancé visa thing, which I'm probably thinking you're about to do. And the girl was here. He married her. She got her green card. Within a year that she got here, one of her children was here. One of her children was here. They started having problems. As I'm talking to you right now, that relationship is kaput, destroyed. She left him. Right? And guess what? I heard 2 of her children is here now, which means she's working to bring all of them. And that was through this man. Okay? So, you got to be careful on what you do or how you choose. Now, you say you are in love. I don't like to be the bearer of bad news. Look into your spirit before you decide. Now, as far as I'm concerned, the fact that you even reached out to me tells me that your spirit is giving you warning signals. Oh yeah. Your mind is telling you no, but your body is telling you yes. right? Now, you said she's a beautiful girl. Now, we all know Latinas in Colombia are beautiful. It's a fact. But maybe you ought to slow down. Okay, now, why? I'm going to give you some reasons why some relationships fail when the woman finally gets to America. Now, I can tell that since you said you already made 6 trips in 2 years, that means you're going to Colombia you're going to Colombia 3 times a year, possibly like every 3-4 months. It could be that you're doing pretty well for yourself. I know flying from here to Colombia is not that expensive, but if you can go three times a year, I'm sure you're doing pretty well. Now, why do some of these relationships fail? Let's say you bring this young lady to Ohio where you are living, right? Let me give you some of the scenarios or some of the outcomes that can come from this. First of all, you know, you will spend some bread to bring her here, right? Serious bread through the immigration system and all that. Now, when she gets here, the first 3 to 6 months is going to be called the honeymoon months. Oh, it's going to be heaven for you, bro. You said she's a beautiful girl. You're going to get all the loving your body needs. The fact that she's a Colombian, you'll be well fed. You're going to be good. Everything will be smooth. Everything will be airy. But after the honeymoon months, reality is going to poke its ugly head. And things will start changing. Okay? Now, how can she change? Now, you said she's a beautiful girl. Okay? Now, you know, and I know, my brother, that a girl in Colombia, that's average. Let's say it's a 5 out of 10. A girl that's a 5 in Colombia comes to America, she's a solid 8. You know that. You know Latinas are fine. Now, so since you're saying she's beautiful, which means in Colombia standard beauty, she come here to America, she'll be a 10, a straight dime. She'll be a dime piece in America. Now, the question I want to ask you is, are you ready to deal with a woman that's a 10 in America? Can you afford it? Can you, and I'm not talking about financial, can you afford to deal with the bull crap that may come your way from other forces because of her? I'm going to ask you a question, Brother Eric. How do you see yourself? Are you a jealous man or you are not? I know you may probably say no. And you know why you will say no? It's because all the times you took multiple trips to Colombia to be with her, over there, you was the exotic one. You was the one sought after. So you was not jealous. In Colombia, beautiful women are a dime a dozen. Right? When she gets over here in America, she becomes what? One in a dozen. The top 10, the top 12. She becomes one in a dozen. Right? The first thing that's going to shoot up the roof is what? It's her sexual market value. Let me repeat that. Her sexual market value is going to shoot up through the roof. And yours is going to start sinking. Okay? It won't be long before she will realize she's a dime in America. Oh, she's human. Men will look at her. Okay? Men will oogle and go crazy at her. And she will see it. She will see it. And guess what, my brother? Even if you are the most hardcore person, you could say, oh, I'm not jealous at all. For the first time in your life, you're going to end up being jealous. It's natural. Why are you going to be jealous? Because you know she's probably the best you could ever have. And you don't want somebody snatching it away from you, especially the fact that you spent bread, serious bread on her to bring her here. I've seen these things. Right? Now, you are bringing, since you're saying she's beautiful, you are bringing a beautiful sheep into a lion's den. A lion's den called America. Can you handle that? Now, you live in America. You're 28 years old. Nobody got to tell you America is a doggy dog world. Okay? America is what? It's a doggy dog world. And you know this. There will be competition for a beautiful woman. Oh yeah. Like it or not, there will be competition for a beautiful woman. Okay? My first wife was a beautiful woman when I was in my 20s. We were both in our 20s. And believe me, I went through hell. Not from her, but from the boneheads out there. I remember I used to walk around right here in New York City, and some fools will actually disrespect. You don't know the half of it, brother. Listen, I'm happy for you if you're in love, if you think it's the right thing to do. I'll say go for it. But I'm just giving you some of the things you should respect when you finally bring her here to America. Okay? All right? When she get here to America, she's gonna see what kind of man you really are. It could be that you're an average Joe. Look, I don't know your pockets. It could be that you're an average Joe. You have an average job. Drive an average car like I do. And guess what? She will look into that driveway next to you. What do I see here? A Porsche Cayenne. There's a Porsche Cayenne right over there in the driveway over there. Okay? Look at this driveway across the street here. It's a nice Lexus. Right over there, what do I see? A beautiful Range Rover. My brother, if you don't have none of these cars that a beautiful woman feels she deserves to be riding in, She start looking at you differently. Maybe your accommodations. Hope you have a beautiful house, because beautiful women like to live in beautiful houses. If you don't, she's going to see the difference. You understand? When you go to Colombia and you exchange dollars, you can ball. Oh, I know how it is. My wife is a Filipina. But in America, reality pokes its eyes out every second. Okay. Now, you know the doggy dog mentality in America is going to make fools test you. Oh, you will be tested. They will test you for your woman. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just giving you the facts. Okay? Now, when she gets here to America, don't think she's coming here just to be your wife and stay home and be a prisoner in your house. No. She gets here, her family, what? Is going to start expecting things from her because she's in America. She's going to end up becoming what? The cash cow of the family. Since you being 28, I'm pretty sure she's younger than you. She better be younger than you. Which means her parents are still in her life. And guess what? She's going to end up being the social security for her parents. Now, I know you're not thinking about bringing her here to keep her a prisoner in your house. It don't work that way in America. She's going to go out there and get a job, right? Or you'll find a job for her. And that's when that's when everything starts going down. This is a fact. Okay? When she start making money, guess what? If you don't know, let me tell you right now. Most foreigners, especially women that are married to Americans, when she start working, most cases, more than half her paycheck is going back home. Oh yeah, this is true. Okay? No foreigner comes to America and don't send nothing back home, especially if her parents are still there. Okay? Half her money will be going back home to her parents. In some cases, she could be building a house over there, little by little. I know these things. Or she could have an account over there, and half the money she gets here is going over there. That's when you're going to be like, wait a minute. You are my wife. I spend bread on you. And you know it takes two to make it in America. You know it. No, unless you're already loaded and you don't need her for anything. You just need her to open her legs and make babies for you. If you're loaded, then don't take any of the advice I'm about to give you, because you don't need it. But if you're an average Joe, you're going to be like, wait a minute. You are my wife. You're supposed to be building with me. How come half of your income is going back to your country? All kinds of things is going to start happening, man. Now, remember, any foreign girl that comes to America will long to have friends. And most likely, there's no city in America that don't have Colombians. She will meet some Colombians, some chicas. And Colombian chicas in America, I live in New York. I know some of the history. Okay? She could be the most wonderful woman in the world. But when she get here and make friends, they're going to start polluting her mind. This is a fact. I've seen this too many times. They will start polluting her mind. Even if not that, once you start working, oh my God. Once you start working, the workplace is where you're going to meet the hyenas of America. The queen cobras, I like to call them. That's where you're going to meet them. And that's when they're going to start spitting venom into her innocent brain. Oh, they will venomize her real quick. And before you know it, this woman you hold so dear, this woman you cherish, this woman you love, is turning from a beautiful woman into something you never thought could exist. That's what America will do to her when you bring her here, if you are not lucky, or if you are not loaded. Heck, you could be loaded and America will still destroy your relationship. So think about it. Now, if you're going to take my advice, the only thing I got to tell you, my brother, is since you're only 28 years old, you have a lot of time ahead of you. You have many years ahead of you. And if this girl you say you love, if she loves you back and she truly loves you, she can wait. Love can wait. If she truly loves you, she will wait for you. Don't let her pressure you. Listen to me. Do not let her pressure you to doing something that you will regret. You will regret later. Do not let anybody pressure you to do anything at your age of 28. Take my advice. I wish somebody would have given me this advice when I was a young man. Unfortunately, I became a father and was married by the age of 23. Now, looking back now, I'm 50 years old now. I can look back and see why my first marriage didn't work. She was a beautiful girl, became a wonderful woman and everything. But the age we were, we had no business getting married. Enough about me, my brother. My advice to you is keep that young lady over there. If she loves you, she will wait. You say you wanna start a family with her? There's nothing wrong with starting a family over there in Colombia. Colombia is a beautiful country. Have family with her, have children with her, keep her there. You can still go twice, 3 times a year if you have a child or children with her. Okay? Keep her there. I'm pretty sure she's still in her 20s. Keep her there for at least another 10 years until you are both matured enough before you think about bringing her here to America, Babylon, Matrix. All right? That's all I got for you, my friend. Name is Yao Fosu. Just a advice from my younger brother. If you are a person coming onto this channel for the first time, hey, if you want to join my family of subscribers, do it. If not, arrivederci. So, Mr. Eric, I hope my advice can help you. And that's all I gotta say. God bless you and cheesy ears.